Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The War has been called as the Greenskins face off against Chaos. So I will be leading the Greenskin forces, and we have the Green One will be leading the forces of Chaos. So for the Greenskin army, we have a front line of Orc boys in the front, and each of those units will be supported by a Stone Troll for each of the frontline troops. And we do have some more Orc boys in the back with the 8 Peak Loonies, as well with the ROR Fanatics with their Fanatics cast. For the mobility, we do have some Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, 3 of those, as well as a Force Goblin Spider Rider Archer, which does have poison attack for melee and for missile, so that'd be a little decent to assist in those kind of either melee engagements, and they do have the Orc Boar Boys to really kind of punish that, just in case you find any like Chaos Knights or something. But against what Chaos has brought, which we'll go over shortly, they do have some good tools to deal with that. We have Grom the Paunch leading the forces, so he does have all of his abilities. So he does have the Language of the Boys, giving immune to psychology in an AoE. We have a Degradun is here. We have Lucky Banner, giving Grom some melee attack and nice damage resist, and Axe of Grom, which gives base weapon damage, armor piercing, and also does armor sundering, which is very, very helpful against the Chaos forces, who will generally have quite a bit of armor themselves. We also have a Giant River Troll Hag with Mither, Spirit Leech, and Aspect of the Dread Knight to give terror and a little bit of leadership buff to some of the units. So adding that on to a Stone Troll will be very, very helpful, especially at the right time, causing some terror routes and potentially just keeping them in the fight for a little bit longer. We do also have a Goblin Big Boss with They Need Stabbin'. Now for Chaos, they have quite the mobility core, as they do have some Chaos Warhounds with poison. They have a pair of those, but they have 4 Marauder Horse Masters, which will do exceptionally well against the Greenskin skirmish. And I really do like Horse Masters. I don't know if they're necessarily needed in this particular matchup, but they are so much better than regular horsemen, just in terms of leadership, how well they just stay in the fight, and they do have decent melee stats as well. So if they're able to catch out any of the skirmish cav for the Greenskins, they'll actually do very, very well in that engagement. Now for the front line, though, we do have Chaos Marauders and Chaos Warriors in that front line, and they will be backed up by Chaos Warriors with halberds. So there's going to be 3 units of those, and that's very, very good for this match. I mean, I find that Chaos Warriors with halberds actually don't perform as well as they should, but that's still a very good pick, considering that you will pretty much be seeing Stone Trolls, and they are a very good counter to that. We do have Chaos Trolls of the armored variant as well to help with those engagements, and we have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death, which brings Spirit Leech and Doom and Darkness. Now, Doom and Darkness gives a nice little leadership nuke, and when it is overcasted, it turns it into an AoE, so that is minus 16 leadership, especially with Trolls being very, very prevalent, and Greenskins in general have a very low leadership faction, is very, very helpful. There's also the Exalted Hero, who is going to be bringing the Hellfire Sword, which does imbue fire damage and base weapon damage and armor piercing. So against Trolls, against Grom, against the River Troll Hag, he's going to be very, very helpful. Now the Goblin Big Boss is going to have to try and screen them out, and he is on foot, so he can get bogged down a bit by just Orc Boys or even just by Stone Trolls themselves. He also does have the Mark of Khorne, giving him some charge bonus, base weapon damage, melee attack, and immune to psychology when his leadership is above 50%. But that is going to be our armies, so let's get things going. As the skirmish phase has pretty developed already, as some Orc Boys chasing off these Chaos Warhounds with poison, keeping their skirmish away, but it's kind of a mess of a engagement right now, as the skirmishers for the Greenskins are kind of trying to poke away at the Marauder Horse Masters. The Horse Masters are doing some decent damage, already doing some decent work to the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, but the Orc Brigands have taken a bit themselves, already down, getting close to 50% health, so all of that focus skirmish has done quite a number on them. Otherwise, just shots continuing to go back and forth between them, kind of going through the forest. A few shots probably getting hung up on the trees, but the Greenskins trying to really screen out these Chaos Warhounds with poison, and their skirmish cav will do quite well against them. Low armored, they can give poison with the Force Goblin Spider Riders, but right now the front lines are going to be engaging. The Chaos Warriors with halberds going to be engaging with Orc Boys, as well as these Chaos Warriors, and these halberds do wisely pull out, because they are needed for the Stone Trolls, who have kind of held off on that initial approach with them so close by. But the Orc Boys now engaging with this Chaos Trolls, and the Chaos Trolls right here don't have any infantry support at the time being, so they are going to take quite a bit of damage if nothing does happen pretty soon. Spirit Leech is going to go down on Grom the Paunch, though he will have regen to just kind of heal through that over time. So that's not really that big of a threat, as these Stone Trolls just mashing on these Chaos Warriors with their armor-piercing valleys, just doing so much good work there. But this frontline engagement, now that the Halberds are engaging, and the Orc boys are starting to waver as well. We do have the AP Loonies coming in, looking to probably get their Fanatics cast out. But these Stone Trolls not where they want to be right now, but a nice Fanatics as here, and they just cut right through that front line. Maybe a little unlucky on that cast, as it didn't really go through that meat and potatoes of that Chaos formation here, but it is going to get some of the Marauders on that far flank. Now, though the Stone Trolls are still taking a bit of damage, though the Chaos Trolls are starting to waver themselves, and the Halberds are starting to do some work of their own. One of the Stone Trolls has been able to get routed off with that Exalted Hero, with that fire damage, as well as these Chaos Warriors with Halberds mixed in. But now that the Goblin Big Boss is here, he does have the Hellfire Sword is popped, but that Goblin Big Boss is still doing quite a bit of damage to him, and these Stone Trolls have been able to stabilize, but the skirmishing forces are able to chase off some of the Chaos Warhounds, but the Marauder Horsemasters are still doing a good amount of work themselves. The Wa is popped, though, and this Giant River Troll Hag has the aspect of the Dread Knight pop to kind of keep its leadership going, but also it is starting to waver, as there's the focus fire from all the Marauder Horsemasters seem to be really trying to focus down that Giant River Troll Hag, and the Giant River Troll Hag only does have 50 armor, so it's not really as much as some of the other targets on the field, and she does rout for the time being. But as long as she is able to come back, she should be able to regain a bit of that health. The Exalted Hero has continually taken damage from the Goblin Big Bosses. Now that the Stone Trolls are going to start coming in to these engagements, we still have the Chaos Warriors with Halberds on this far left lane for Chaos, and in this center formation, actually two of the Chaos Halberds are here. So both of the Stone Trolls that are left for the Greenskins will cycle around, but the Halberds are going to respond to that and try and get on top of them. And just the focus fire onto these Stone Trolls are just trying to break them over and over with these Horsemasters, who are now pretty much just free to keep plucking away with all of their shots. As well as the Greenskins, though, have focused on their attention on top of the Chaos Warhounds with poison. Now, this frontal engagement has been going fairly well for the Chaos Forces at this point. The bounce power is fairly even right now, as a lot of the Orc boys have been getting broken down, though the Stone Trolls are still doing all right. This unit right here is very, very healthy, and now that the Troll Hag is back, she does have some Spirit Leech is going to be going down on top of these Chaos Warriors with Halberds, just trying to peel off as many models as they can. And these Halberds right here are actually surrounding the Goblin Big Boss, who, if you look, actually is considered a large target, so they will be getting their bonus versus large against them. But that Exalted Hero has They Need Stabbing with the armor and melee defense reduction, and it just continues to take more and more damage. And I do hear a Doom and Darkness being cast on all of these here. Now, this is definitely a preemptive cast right here, because all of these forces are at pretty high leadership right now, so it's not really going to cause any of them to rout. If we look into the back line, the Horsemasters have started to kind of push back some of the returning troops here, but the Stone Trolls have gotten on top of them, and these Horsemasters do not want to stick around in that engagement. Now, these Chaos Warriors with Halberds are slowly getting whittled down, but so is this Goblin Big Boss with them just surrounding in, and he's just trying to get rid of this Exalted Hero, get rid of that kind of really stopping power that can effectively deal with Grom, because once the Exalted Hero is off the map, there's not a whole lot that can deal with Grom. And if we take a little swing out of the rest of the battle here, we can see that there is still skirmishing forces on both sides of the map. These Horsemasters are able to escort these Warhounds back onto the field, and then this really pocket engagement right here it's just down to the Chaos Trolls, as the Halberds are finally broken here. Another Spirit Leech going down, hoping to shatter them, but the Stone Troll, or the Chaos Troll Armored Trolls, are shattered now, so they will not be coming back. And that is kind of breaking down the Chaos front line, as just these two Halberds are really left, and they are wavering themselves, so they are able to get the Goblin Big Boss to break as well, so that is a very nice benefit for them. But if we take a look out, we don't see that Exalted Hero, so that Exalted Hero has very likely gone down, which is very unfortunate, because that is pretty much what could deal with the Giant River Troll Hag and Grom. And a second Wa is going off right now, able to break one of the Chaos Warriors Halberds. Both of them now are broken, as is that Chaos Warhounds with poison. The balance power is is now starting to go into the favor of the Greenskins for the first time in this match, as they've really just kind of broken down that front line through just attrition, and just another Spirit Leech is going to be going down on top of the Marauder Horse Masters. Again, just looking to peel as many models off as they can, because really this Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death right now, it just doesn't have the tools necessary to deal with Grom, who is at full health right now, and these Stone Trolls as well are going to be a very considerable problem for what's left of the Chaos Forces, as it is just down to Horse Masters, so they are doing a good job of kind of trying to keep everything off the field that they can. These Horse Masters singling out this Goblin Big Boss, who is wavering right now and should very well break off of this charge, though he has regained some of his leadership, though he is losing decisively, so he should be off the field completely and would very likely shatter here. Though they do have some Orc Boys trying to keep these Chaos Warriors with Halberds off the field, does not want them to be coming back. However, it's just down to some Horse Masters, and they don't have any ammo left across the field, as they are just pretty much cleaning up the low-hanging fruit as best they can. But that is still not going to look so good for Chaos. Once again, Grom is pretty much unkillable, I feel like, at this point, as there's nothing that can do the DPS as the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death. If you take a look at his combat stats, I mean, he's 48, 44 for melee attack and defense, 90 armor. I mean, he's still decent stats, but it's not going to be able to really punch through Grom with his regen on his chariot. The mobility that he has and the mass, just not going to be able to hold him down. But the Marauder Horse Masters, seeing blood in the water, is going to be able to single out these Orc Boys, these Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, using up the last of their ammo, but they are going to be wavering themselves and getting stuck in this engagement. Probably not what they really wanted to do, but they all shatter off of that charge, and it is just down to these Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. Now, having this particular unit left at this late stage, it does provide poison in melee attack and as well as with its missile attacks. So the fact that it still has 50% of its ammo left is very, very good for the Greenskins, because even if they get a nice surround off with all these Horse Masters with that mobility advantage, that poison is going to do quite a number on that, just all of their stats, because they're just plucking away, slowing them down, keeping them busy. And now that these Horse Masters are going to be engaging, a Mither does go down, slowing them down, allowing Grom, the Stone Trolls, everything to get on top of them and really finish them off as best they can, because even though Giant River Troll Hag is able to catch them with minus 72% speed, they are just super slowed down. A Spirit Leech going down on these horsemen, as this unit is going to be routed off the field. And now the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death is engaging in battle, and he is trying to break these Stone Trolls, as everything now is going to collapse. And there actually is some Chaos Trolls, the armored variant. I did not see them early on. This could be enough for the Chaos to actually do some damage, as these Stone Trolls are going to be wavering right now, but so is the other armored Chaos Trolls. So all the Trolls actually are going to be routing. However, Grom the Paunch still at full health. We still have the 8-peak loonies here, but it looks like things are going to be routing all across the field for the Chaos Forces, as 3 of the Horse Masters are routed, so it's just 1 unit left. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death is still here. He is still at full health himself. We do have some of the Horse Masters are going to be returning in this late stage, but with all of the Trolls gone, that is going to be it for the stopping power, and these Horse Masters just slowly getting broken down bit by bit, and they just going to eventually have to succumb to that pressure. And Grom is hunting for that Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death as that engagement. Just look at the damage even off of just that one. He does have he had his lucky banner pop, so he was doing a bit more of his with melee attack. But yeah, at this point, these Horse Masters coming in, wavering. They should be routing right off the bat there, as away they go. Mobility still in the advantage, though, for the Greenskins, with these Forest Goblin Spider Riders still here, plucking away their shots into these routing units of Horse Masters, and it is just down to that Chaos Sorcerer Lord, who is now wavering himself, and he does rout, and that is going to be game, as the Greenskins slowly are able to grind out that battle in the end, able to really just finish off that mobility slowly but surely. And I really do like the Horse Masters. They did so well getting chevrons across the board. I'm not really sure if that was from damage or if they had them earlier on, but they had the skirmish advantage from the get-go with those Horse Masters. Chaos Warhounds probably didn't do as well as they would have wanted, though having a couple of them around late game, which this one must have been around, getting 61 kills, not so bad. And that I think the Exalted Hero was a little misused in this match. It really wasn't on top of the targets that it needed to be on. The Giant River Troll Hag Grom and the Stone Trolls were the targets it needed to be engaged with. Getting engaged with Grom would probably have been a little difficult, but getting on top of the Giant River Troll Hag or the Stone Trolls was what it needed to do. And the Chaos Warriors with Halberds, I think just a little lackluster still, despite the fact that they are armor-piercing, anti-large. They just can't deal with the Stone Trolls as effectively as the Stone Trolls getting multiple chevrons across them. And yeah, the Chaos Trolls, the Armored variant, just isn't up to par with engaging with the Greenskins Stone Trolls. Otherwise, it was a very close match, especially a lot closer than you usually see with the Greenskins and the Chaos matchup, but still very fun, and I do hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good one.